Dyslexic detective. Did you know that 15% of the US population has dyslexia? Or that dyslexic people on average have to use about 5 times more energy to complete common mental tasks? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Dyslexia is a disorder which makes it difficult for individuals to learn to read or interpret words, letters, and other symbols. Dyslexia also does not have a cure, as it is a learning disability, not a disease. As a result, dyslexia often falls into a category known as invisible disabilities. Dyslexic people face many difficulties in their life, and most of these difficulties have their roots in some common misconceptions. For example, many dyslexic people have trouble reading and formulating sentences, which many peers may interpret as a lack of intelligence. On the contrary, dyslexic individuals are as intelligent as their non-dyslexic counterparts, and their inability to read does not hinder their ability to perform. Due to these misconceptions, though, dyslexic people are prone to bullying and ostracization by their peers. As a result, this game aims to raise awareness around the difficulties that dyslexic people face in order for the users to get a better understanding of how living with dyslexia feels like.
You're a detective trying to solve a murder mystery. It's a cold case, but new evidence has recently popped up and the police captain has ordered you to investigate. You're on the hunt for clues to find what happened to Dr. Saxiel Yamo on the night of November 17, 1992. No body was ever found. A new employee, Randy M.T., recently discovered something strange in storage locker 117. It's company policy at Storage and Stuff to cut off any old rusted locks, notify the owners of the locker, and give them a new combo. However, in the report Capitan M gave to me, it looks like Randy found a small pile of books with a blood-stained note on top of them that read, "Property of Saxiel Yamo." Also, it seemed like the locker had been abandoned because when I called up Randy, he had no owners on file. An abandoned locker with some books and a man who has been missing for almost 30 years. That's a Monday morning, folks. The next morning, I visited the storage locker and I took the pile of books back to my office. I opened the first book, which had a red binding and semi-faded writing. I wouldn't have taken up this case if I knew it involved this much reading. The letters appeared all scrambled, but the book seemed to be some kind of journal. I could just make out the date 1992 and the month November.
November 13, 1992. It was an ordinary day at the office. I saw Ms. Edwards, who was doing pretty well after I gave her those antibiotics for a case of strep. Also, I was surprised to see that Tom Peterson was actually exercising, His blood pressure was almost normal at 125/74. Mr. Cutter seemed disgruntled at best. He seemed angry that I wouldn't prescribe this new medication I frankly never heard of. Zentoxide. Probably some sort of stimulant. Also, Ms. Love, my medical assistant, gave me this wonderful herbal tea. It smelled like roses. It reminded me of my garden of flowers. Every year, I sell my roses for a fortune on Valentine's Day.